Welcome students to chapter 1 lecture 9. Today we will discuss about modern design considerations. In that we have ergonomics, various areas of ergonomics, man-machine relationship and design of equipment for control. So here in modern design considerations we will see which all things are there we need to study, that is ergonomics and aesthetic considerations in all, ecological design, social considerations and concept of product design. These four things are there in modern design considerations in our curriculum. Let us start with ergonomics. Ergonomics is defined as the relationship between man and machine, and it uses or it is using the applications of anatomical, psychological, physiological principles to solve the problem related to work or the problems arising from man-machine relationships. So here ergonomic means the natural law of work. What is the main objective of ergonomics is to fit the machine for the user. Rather than user adapting the machine, we are making the machine user friendly so that fatigue, physical fatigue and mental fatigue of the operator will be reduced to very much extent. Let us see here areas of ergonomics. Various areas of ergonomics are relationship between man and machine, working environment, human anatomy and posture while using the machine, energy expenditure in hand and foot operations. Relationship between man and machine we are going to study in further slides. Working environment, that also we will be studying. This ergonomics is using application of human anatomy and posture while using the machine. Human anatomy means the movement of the hands or legs or body posture. So position of the machine in the industry, layout of the machineries, distance between the two machineries, working area, that all comes under this human anatomy. Energy expenditure in hand and foot operation. So how much a maximum force a human being can apply with the hand or with the foot, based on that machineries will be designed. That also we will see in further slides. Next is a man-machine relationship. Any machine cannot be continue working for a long period of time without the aid of man. That means human intervention is must. There are operations like fully automation plants are there. There also for supervision and control and monitoring, we need manpower. Work can be performed by a man-machine system or a relationship. So they both are interconnected to each other. And man-machine system is defined as the combination of activities which man as well as machine both are performing to get the desired output from the input available with them. To understand in a better way, we will see this man-machine relationship graph. Here we can see there is information and reception, information and display, machine control, corrective action. This side we have man and this one is a machine. For example, a man is working on a CNC lathe machine. Okay. So here whatever is the display on the CNC lathe machine is through the monitor. Whatever data is feed in the machine is in the form of program. So when program is executed, machine will start working and on the display board human being will get certain information. So he will get that information through eyes. Eyes will give signal to brain. If anything is going away from his input, or his input is deviated by any means, then his brain will create corrective action. So once the corrective action is created, that corrective action further will be communicated to the machine, and machine will also develop a controlling signal, and after correction, new information will be received by the human being, unless and until he will find there is no error. Up till that corrective actions will be taking place. So we can say that man-machine relationship is a closed loop control system in which there are various parameters which are working environments, lighting, noise, temperature, humidity, vibrations. All those things will also be considered. I had given you an example of the display instrument which operator will see, and operator will receive the information about the operations on the machine. If he feels that corrective actions are necessary, then he will generate corrective action. Either he will give, his brain will give signal to his hands or foot to do the necessary changes. Corrective action of man will alter the performance of the machine, and that altered performance, improved performance, will be again displayed on the display panel, and there is a contact between man and machine system in a closed loop system. So here, students, we have seen that man-machine system is a closed loop control system. Design of equipment for control. Control means the devices with which we are controlling the machineries. Like automobile, we'll be controlling it with the accelerator pedal, steering system. Similar to that, in machineries, we have controls like maybe there are hand wheels or levers or push button. So these are all controls. Whenever there is a control, after we give a control, there will be some display also, and that display can be either there will be qualitative display or quantitative display. Type and size of the control devices should be selected. That depends on the following number of factors. Required speed of operation. Speed of operation means how much fast you need to have a control. Based on that, we can either use hand wheel or a lever or a foot operated system. Foot operated system will be speedy operation. How much accuracy of the control is required? Whether the control is on-off control or it is a continuous control. Based on that, accuracy of control is dependent, and seeing the accuracy, we will be deciding the control device. How much operating force is required on the control? If operating force required is too high, around 600-700 Newton, then we will be using control which will be operated by foot. If operating force required is less, then we will use hand operated controls. How much range is required for the controlling operations? If range required is very small, then we can use certain controls like maybe hand wheel, etc. But if the range required is very large, then we can use foot operated paddle or any other mechanism. So here, these are types of the controls. You can see here on the lathe machine, we all have used hand wheels for operation of cross slide, etc. And torque will be required, and that torque applied on the hand wheel, this is a torque. Torque applied on the hand wheel will be with the tangential force of around 300 to 400 Newton value. Either we can hold the handle by a single hand or it can be operated by both hands. Second type of a control is a small crank that can be operated at high speed with load of the order of 10 to 20 Newton. Maximum speed of the crank is 200 RPM. Here, this is the mechanism through which the crank can be operated. Length of the handle is 40 mm and the diameter, because the grip should be available, is approximately 10 millimeter. Then we have other controls like a round knob. That round knob will be operated by hand. You can see here these are round knobs. This is a cooler, warmer, so we can operate it in clockwise, anti-clockwise direction. Diameter will be varying from 10 mm to 150 mm maximum. And torque application will be around 25 Newton meter. Next type of a control is a joystick, which is available in the gaming as well as it is available in the cars also. So that joystick will be used for operating levers in the automobile and selector switches. Next we have that is push button. These are used for controlling two state parameters and can be biased to return to the unoperated condition when not pressed. Like maybe when you are pressing on the car horn, it will blow. When you will leave that, it will come to unoperated condition. So here we can see this is a push button. We will go back to first slide of the ergonomics. So students, I want to give you certain examples of the ergonomics which are there in our day-to-day life. Let us consider examples in the automobile. Nowadays, seats adjustments are possible. That is to give the comfort to the human being. Steering also can be adjusted. That also will give comfort to human being. Previously, there were mechanical steering system. Now there is a power steering which also enhances the human comfort and reduces the fatigue to the human being. This were related to automobile field. Now let us also consider certain examples on the machineries on shop floor. Students, we see that operating mechanisms or operating controls are easily accessible by our hands or maybe legs. For switching on the machine, for moving the hand wheel, we should not move our body too much. Like we should not bend down or we should not move too much left or right. Otherwise, it will give fatigue to the physical status as well as mental. So I hope students you have understood that while following the ergonomics aspects, we are going to make our machineries and the products in such a way that when that products and machineries are operated by human being, there is a less fatigue to the human being. I hope you have enjoyed this lecture. Thank you very much.